Most people think that lending is about finding good borrowers. That belief cost me a lot of money. The real game is not who you lend to. It's about how you position yourself before they even show up. Investors chase deals. Lenders set rules. Lenders decide upfront what works for them. If you don't make this shift, you will keep attracting the wrong borrowers. I will show you the mindset shift separating lenders from investors and how the right process protect your capital and attract serious borrowers. This is video 1 in a series, so don't skip it. My name is Chaim Aman Palman. I've been in real estate for over a decade, buying rentals, wholesaling houses, flipping houses in the San Francisco Bay Area, and even buying small multifamily homes. I've seen it all. That experience taught me a lot, but it also came with a lot of hassle, decisions, and day-to-day drama. Over time, that's what pushed me towards becoming a lender. And I quickly realized something. If I wanted this to work long-term, I couldn't keep thinking like an investor. I had to learn how to think like a lender. Early on, I said yes to a loan that I knew that really didn't fit. The borrower was confident, the numbers worked, so I bent my rules. 6 months later, and I started to chase for updates, delays, and it was a complete chaos. The loan didn't fail because I didn't know enough. It failed because I didn't have a process. Most people are taught to chase return on investment and yield and make the deal work. That mindset works great for brokers, but it's really dangerous for lenders. My goal as a lender is not excitement. It's boring consistency and clean sleep. Before we get into the deals, the borrowers, and the return, I want to zoom out for a second. Everything that I do as a lender sits on 3 pillars: on the position phase, on the protection phase, and on the cash flow phase. Most people want to start with the cash flow. I learned the hard way that if you don't start with the position phase and the protect phase, cash flow becomes very unpredictable. So today we're going to focus on the position phase. Position is about how you show up as a lender, what you are willing to lend on and what you are not. This is what determines who approaches you, what deals you see, and how much stress you carry as a lender. And the first step inside the position phase is setting something very specific, is the lending box. Your lending box is a set of rules that you determine before you even start to chase deals. It removes emotion, pressure, and guesswork. If the deal fits the box, we keep talking. If not, we are done. If you want, I put together my lending box worksheet and deal analysis template. You can use it to define your own rules and evaluate deals the same way. There is a link below in the description if you want to grab it. When I build my lending box, I'm looking at 3 things. I'm looking at the asset, I'm looking at the borrower, and I'm looking at the terms. All 3 have to work together. First, I look at the asset. I ask myself a simple question. Would I be comfortable owning this asset if everything goes wrong? That question alone filters a lot of bad deals. Inside the asset, I'm looking at few things. Number 1 is the location, and this is specifically the state the property is in, and also the area. If it's a good area, a bad area, rural area, a high demand area, things like that. Then I'm looking at the property type. I don't lend on any type of property. Me personally, I lend mainly on single family homes and duplexes. That's it. I also look at the condition of the property because I don't want to have a very complex type of rehab. This is me personally, but again, if you are okay with significant rehab, go for it. But me personally, I prefer minor rehab. So I'm looking at the repairs estimate. But the key, as I mentioned, is this is a property that I want to own. If it's not, if it's in a bad area and I don't want to touch it, I will not do the deal. Next is the borrower. I'm not just lending on a property. I am partnering with a person. So I always look beyond the numbers. I want to know the borrower. I want to know who they are and how they operate. Here's a few things that I look at when I evaluate a borrower. First of all is the experience level. I want to make sure that this is a qualified person that know what they're doing. Number 2, I want to make sure that they have good vibes. This is a cool person that I would enjoy working with. Number 3, I want to know what's the exit strategy. I'm not going to lend on every type of exit strategy. Me personally, I like minor flips, BRRR model, and wholesale. That's it. I'm not going to do a full rehab or significant repairs. That's not my thing. Then I'm gonna look at the timeline. How long on average takes them to complete the project from start to finish, because my loans are limited to 6-month loan. Maybe you like to do a 1-year loans or 2-year loans, go for it. But for me personally, I like to have 6-month loan. So that's why it's important to me to understand the timeline of the project. And number 3, I wanna make sure that I work with a professional and organized investors, someone who knows the numbers, someone who is detail oriented, someone who communicates professionally, responsive, someone that really I can rely on, because at the end of the day, this is my partner in this deal. Remember, people matter as much as the numbers. And finally, we get the terms. This is where protection lives. The terms has to match the asset and the borrower. If the deal works only with aggressive terms, this deal is probably not for me. So as far as the terms, this is the things that I look at. First of all is the loan to value. Number 2 is the loan to cost. Number 3, I need to set my points that I'm going to charge and the interest rate. And number 5, I want to make sure that the borrower has skin in the game, that it will be painful for them to walk away from the deal. So the end of the day, structure protects your capital. Once your box is clear, something very interesting happens. You stop chasing deals. You stop trying to make things work. You start filtering, and the right borrowers, those who operate within your box, start to show up. Once I committed to this box, something changed. Fewer deals crossed my desk, but the quality of the deals were much better. And this is the identity shift. Investors try to make deals work. Lenders decide upfront what they work with. The lending box is how you do that. This is video 1 in the series. And if you want to go deeper, join my school community when we break it down in more details with other lenders. So both links below.